fights aren't played out on paper, but I got to say, if you wanted to, the only way to win money by picking Ennis and Davis is you got to bet the house, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to do a 2-leg parlay on these guys to win any sort of money, you got to bet the house. What do you hear? What do you say? This is how to fuck up your parlay. My name is Timmy Shoes with Inside Fighting, and I'm joined once again by Jesse Rowe. Jesse, we've got some boxing going on.
We do. It's exciting. This is I only know the two main fights. I'll just say that right off the bat. I only know the top two fights, but they're good ones, so they're gonna be fun to talk about.
Oh yeah, we've got two really good. The co-main and the main event are both really good boxing matches, and they are as close to a lock as you can get. Okay, in the co-main event, we got Jaron Ennis versus Karen Chukadzian. Now, when I say it's a lock, I mean it's a lock. Ennis is a minus 3,500 favorite. Chukadzian is a plus 1,100. What do you make of this fight? We all know Jaron Ellis is a stud. We all know he's got heavy hands, undefeated, 27 KOs. I mean, the dude's on the come up, and he might be fighting for a title very shortly. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Ennis just genuinely seems like a guy that's, like you said, he's gonna be a champion at some point, and this is obviously like he's gonna win this fight. I mean, no disrespect to his opponent. I'm just keeping it real. Ennis is one of those guys that will be the face, could potentially be the face of boxing one day when when he is fighting for a championship. So it's always tough when you have fights like this that are so overwhelming in terms of the odds that, how much does it make sense? How much money is it worth putting a bet on a fight like this, right? Because what do you have to risk $3,500 to win?
To win 100.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm more interested in if there are any like additional bets that can be thrown in there to make a little extra cash, because I'm not, here's the thing. If I put $50 down at Chukadzian, I win what, like $1,700 or something?
Yep.
So I don't know. I might put $10 down on Chukadzian to win. Why? Like, it's almost not even worth betting if you're not gonna mix in some sort of like a parlay into it, like with some prop bets or something like that.
There's some good prop bets that you can play around with. You can look at the knockdowns. You can look at the rounds. I actually went with the round, but we'll get to that in a little bit. And then in the main event, we've got Tank Davis versus Hector Luis Garcia, and Tank Davis is a minus 1,600 favorite against Garcia, who's plus 800. I think we all know how this fight's going to go, but I'll ask you anyway, Jesse. What do you make of this main event?
Okay, well, I have a very easy answer for this. What I make of this main event is it's a tune-up for Gervonta to get to the Ryan Garcia fight. Ryan Garcia, I apologize, is not doing a tune-up fight. He's solely focused on the Tank fight, whereas Tank is taking up a tune-up fight. He is going through some personal stuff right now as well. But my take on this is it's one of the weird, we posted this on Inside Fighting's Twitter account and all of our social platforms, one of the weirdest face-offs ever yesterday in the press conference. And so I'm hoping something weird actually happens in the match, because it was so bizarre. It was like they were trying to get tough with each other, but at the same time they were playful with each, just very, very strange vibes. I hope if anything happens that is as strange as that press conference in the fight itself, it should be a very fun, entertaining fight. But Tank's gonna win.
Tank's gonna win, and it was interesting to see the reactions. People were saying, "Oh, Tank looks like he's high, or they're drunk, or like they're playing mind games with each other." But it was very strange. Like they were kind of, getting a little aggressive, but they also weren't getting aggressive. It was it was a very interesting scene.
And I don't want obviously I don't want to discredit Hector Garcia too much, because he is undefeated. He is a good fighter, but I mean, it's like Tank Davis is one of the biggest superstars in the sport, and this is perceived to be a tune-up fight for Davis. So I'm not trying to like discredit the guy in any way, shape, or form. I'm just kind of, that's what the optics of it are.
Right, and fights aren't played out on paper, but I got to say, if you wanted to, the only way to win money by picking Ennis and Davis is you got to bet the house, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to do a 2-leg parlay on these guys to win any sort of money, you got to bet the house. But those are pretty good picks for a reason.
What are the odds on a
However,
2-fight parlay? What are the odds?
let's figure it out right now. Fight lines, money line. I'm going to clear this betting slip.
So Tank is Ennis is plus 3,500 or minus 3,500. What is Tank again?
It's minus 1,100 on a 2-leg parlay.
On a 2-leg parlay, yeah. See, you have to bet the house in order to buy a car.
You really got to bet the house.
Yeah. So bet the house to get a car is what we're gonna call this parlay. I mean, so what? You bet $1,100 to win 100.
Yep.
I wouldn't encourage anybody to make the bet if you don't have the money. But if you have the money to spare, and yeah, you're guaranteed to win a couple $100 if you bet $2,000 on this or something. But
right. I think there are other ways to bet a little and win a lot. Okay, so I've got it plus 8,000 parlay that still has Ennis and Davis as the winners.
Okay.
All right, and I'm picking the rounds. All right.
So is this your super parlay of the week?
This is Timmy's super parlay of the week.
All right.
I'm picking the rounds. I'm going full Mystic Mac on this. I'm going Muhammad Ali, picking the round.
All right.
All right. So Ennis by KO, I think is minus 350, right? So people are expecting Ennis to win by KO. He's got 27 KOs on his career as a welterweight, crazy record. I'm going Ennis in the first round is plus 800. Okay. First round knockout. He gets it done. Quick night at the office. He's on the come up. He's going to get it done quick. Now, Tank Davis, he's plus 2,500 to win in the first round. I don't think he's going to win in the first round.
Yeah.
He's got, I think he's still got high odds to win by TKO. So people are expecting maybe a late TKO. And that's what I'm expecting too. So I'm going to pick round 7 is plus 800.
Yeah,
but when you do
more of that Mayweather in him, where he will sort of, he does sort of like dance around a little bit in the early parts of fights. That makes sense that it would happen in later rounds. Yeah,
he likes to feel guys out. He likes to download the data. He likes to make moves, and then he makes adjustments, and then he puts it on you later in the fight. So if you pick Ennis to win in the first round and Davis to win in round 7, it's plus 8,000, which means you put down $10, you win 810. So if you put $100, you can win $8,100.
And that $10 would win you about 10 cents if you just bet the 2-fight parlay, right? Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Something like that. Like that. I think these are DraftKings odds, by the way, and I think the minimum bet actually is 10 cents. I wonder, this is kind of funny that the minimum bet is 10 cents. What if you put 10 cents on Ennis and Davis to win, just to win straight up? Do they pay you like
it would be less than a penny of profit?
It would be less than a penny.
Yeah. So they probably, to be honest, they probably wouldn't even accept the bet. I think that it would probably, that only applies for certain odds, I'm guessing. Yeah. So
it would give you bad odds. But yeah, I mean, those are my picks. Obviously Ennis and Davis are the favorites. They're the favorites for a reason. We can call them locks. So if you want to win money, you got to play around a little bit. I'm going with the round bets. I'm going Ennis in round 1, quick night at the office, and I'm going Tank Davis in round 7. What do you think?
I like it. Yeah, I think that this is the only way. Obviously, this is the only way you're making money on these fights. So if you're a believer that either one of these guys has a chance against Ennis or Tank, I mean, you've got incredible odds here. This is an incredible money-making opportunity. Is it worth putting down $10 on both of those guys? What about a parlay for both of those guys? I would imagine that the return would be incredible. Yeah, you could put down $10 and then hedge your bets by betting your house on the 2-fight parlay, and then maybe you can buy yourself a car.
If you want to put if you want to put $10 on the underdogs, you can win $1,080 if they pull off the major upset.
Right. But I do like your parlay. I will bet. I like the rounds. I think Ennis has a much better chance of an early round knockout than Tank does, and I think that was smart.
Yep. So just so people understand, Ennis is a minus 900 to win by KO. You don't often see odds like that.
Right.
And
yeah, I mean,
Tank Davis is a minus 400 to win by KO, TKO, or DQ.
Yeah, so you're really only making money if you bet the exact round.
Yep.
So
unless you're going with the underdogs, which is risky.
Yeah. But not if you're putting $10 down.
Yeah.
$10 down.
Low risk, very high reward.
Yeah,
if you want to throw down $10 on those guys.
Well, I'm excited though. I'll be watching. I mean, it's obviously not the most it's not the most like evenly matched, but there is potential for fireworks here. I would say out of the two fights where I believe that there's a chance that we could see a potential upset, or we could see something interesting maybe in the early rounds of the fight, middle rounds of the fight, would be the Tank Garcia fight. I think that has more potential. Tank's going through some personal stuff right now.
Right.
His mind might not be there. It might not be as sharp as he normally is. Who knows?
Good point.
So that would be the fight where I would say there is a chance for an upset. I think Ennis is an immortal lock, and I wouldn't I wouldn't touch that fight on its own. Absolutely not.
Like you even mentioned that Tank is using this Garcia fight as a preparation fight for Ryan Garcia. So sometimes when guys view fights as prep fights like that, they look past their opponent and bad things happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if people remember, but Conor McGregor said that he was using his Dustin Poirier fight, their first rematch, as a tune-up fight to box Manny Pacquiao, which makes no sense in and of itself. But sometimes guys are like, right, I'm going to do a tune-up fight. They're like, I'm going to run through this guy, and they're looking past the guy. So maybe something happens there. And you're right. Some stuff happened with Tank, and maybe that's affecting his mindset. Maybe that's why the face-off was so weird. We don't know. But personally, I don't think that's going to affect him. I think Tank Davis is going to get it done. Yeah. And I think he's going to get the TKO in round 7.
But it is a big fight for him regardless, because, just everything's pointing to that Ryan Garcia fight. So I think we all want to see that happen. So him winning is a good thing. I think we need to see that fight happen. So
I agree. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. That is How to Fuck Up Your Parlay, some boxing edition. No MMA fights this weekend. We've got MMA coming up in a couple weeks. I think the 14th is when the UFC is back. So we'll be back for another episode of How to Fuck Up Your Parlay for that. You can find us on InsideFighting.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. You know where to find us. Thanks for watching.